meeting is
Okay.
take it away, Steve.
Yeah, so I had a synchronicity is that's our topic. When I got home and I slept for that day after flying 9.5 hours, I said, "Oh, I've been disassembling the 1008 Buddha project, and I've kept 168, and there's 5 frames empty that are sitting, and I go, well, I've got to let those go," which was my card for this past new moon is letting go. And the other card, because I picked two for Pisces and Aries, the other card was flying, which I did. I flew to England.
Big time.
Yeah. So after I awoke, I said, okay, those I got to do some more letting go. I want to let go of those panels. And I walk or I take the elevator down, and at the doorway is the guy that does our recycling, and he's coming through with a cart, and I'm opening the door for him. And I said, "What do we do with items we want to throw away?" He said, "Oh, I'll take them away for you." So it just manifested like that quickly.
Wow.
Uh, so he'll take them for $20 compared to 1-800 junk. They want $180. So yeah, that manifested quickly. So that felt very synchronistic.
So I've got a whole presentation based on the theme, but
Wonderful.
anybody else want to jump in at this point?
Yeah, that was a preamble,
Yeah. Thank you.
pre-ramble.
Well, I do have regular synchronicities, none
Yeah.
totally like amazingly so, but I'm part of a book club, which I wouldn't normally join, but I did join, and I'm thoroughly enjoying the people and the whole dynamic. And it's called Wellness. I can't even think of the author right now, but lo and behold, I open the book, and what are they talking about? The Mayan. You know, the moons and the Mayan, and this book is full of many journeys of these people and what they're going through, and it's very good. But the timing of opening it, and all of a sudden they were into the Mayan, so that was a lovely synchronicity.
Mhm.
Nice.
Yeah, I enjoyed the one with Quinten when we met for a bit of a hike around the lake. And I started talking about this person in the puppet group who lives on Ruxton Island. And suddenly Quinten says, "Oh, we we live on Ruxton Island." Of all the places, of all the that just came up in our conversation. We just go, "Wow."
Yeah, there's tiny little islands that barely anyone has heard of. And there's no electricity or roads or barely a well for running water. And so it's very small and quaint. And sure enough, we have connections there. And Steve's like, "Do you remember this lady? Like from the puppet group?" I'm like, "Oh, I just barely remember her face from that day I met her because she had 2 kids, maybe her grandkids are running around and but yeah, she had pictures from that day, so
Yeah,
there was proof.
right. It was you and
But
your
yeah,
boat.
that's totally amazing, Steve, with drawing the card. The letting go and the flying, and how quick that manifested, and as well as with Brenda opening up the book in the book club right to what we're
Yeah.
talking about today, and all
Yes.
the Zoom calls with the new and the full moons. So that's amazing. I
Yeah.
wanted to ask, Sarie, if you have any, if you're following the astrology, if there's any astrology insights that you have from this new moon.
Yeah, I sent out my moon mails yesterday, and the uh, Rudyard's thing is about the native woman praying for her, trying to convince the chief basically that they should live because they've been bad. So it's about praying, and it talks about Mary and how a huge part of the world prays to Mary to intercede for them. If they've done something or they want help with something, they don't directly talk with all that is. They ask for help basically. And I remember this from when I was a kid in Belgium, and they had these little Mary statues everywhere on the road, going through the forest where I had to go to get to school. And I never did pray to her because religious education was a nightmare because I was the only non-Catholic kid in that school. And so I was picked on. I was made an example. So it distanced me from religion for my whole life. I don't go there. However, there's other aspects of it, and I think this new moon Scorpio. So it's about transformation, about life, death, rebirth. It's a Scorpio new moon, right? So when I was looking at the internet yesterday. I always do that before I write my moon mails to see what's going on. And there were so many things about transformation and about things coming out that nobody expected, you know? So I think that the whole surprise thing, as well as talking to the cosmic directly and asking, you know, and giving thanks. And it's time. In my moon mill, I mentioned that the thing that touched me most was the last images of rover from Mars, because nobody expected, like NASA didn't expect that little guy to last that long, and it was giving us all kinds of information, and it looks like Mars was not empty. Mars was not uninhabited. Mars was, so that's a shift, from all the scientists that said, "Oh no, dead planet," right? No, actually.
Mm.
So there's all kinds of resets happening, and that's to me what today's all about is a reset. It's a
Mm.
Scorpio new moon. It's a reset.
Mm.
It's the death of one thing and the birth of another. So I'm open to that.
Oh,
Hardly get up this morning. I could just didn't, I made it downstairs. Lauren got me on the computer, but I was just wiped out, and I all night, stuff thinking about this.
hmm. That Sabian symbol sounds like the Epstein women.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's all going to come out, all of it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It
that's
can.
quite the Scorpion theme, or
Oh,
Yes.
Scorpio.
absolutely, it is. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Few people are going to get stung.
Yeah. And I
Awesome.
think stung is another Scorpio thing. The scorpion. Ding.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my rising sign.
Ah, okay.
That's why I was good at one-line stingers.
That's cool.
And if I can't share it with this group, I don't know who I can share it with, but at a young age, before religion could program me, out camping with my family, well, my parents, because I'm an only child, they were off at the picnic table doing something. I was off down by a creek and had an experience, a very luminous experience, that is moving me deeply. And it was a radiant woman of light. And so through the years, it has felt that it was Mary, the Mary energy.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I
Wow.
tried to tell them and they just thought I was crazy, but I went off and just stayed in that state of bliss.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Hmm.
Still very real, when I bring it up.
Mm-hmm.
And how old were you?
I'm not sure. I'm thinking, I'm thinking around 6. My first other, like, I think real paradigm shift was, I would think I was around 3, but I think 6. But yeah,
Mhm.
just because, yeah, I'm thinking that
Uh-huh.
that's what it feels like to me. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, on my trip, I had a beautiful connection with my daughter. She booked a sound bath for us
Hmm.
in a yurt. So it was Steve and 20 women in the yurt. And that seems to be my personal development path. Uh, we drew cards just before, and I drew the ever unfolding rose cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you.
Hmm.
So it was very beautiful to lie with that and listen to the crystal bowls. And then we went for the most fantastic Thai green curry meal in Church and Chester. Oh, it was fun. We were talking about bliss. There's a pic of me she took, and I didn't realize it. There was a thing made out of, it was red, and it's a red heart on the wall. And I'm eating this green curry, and I'm just in this blissful state. And here I've got this halo of the red heart behind me. I'll post that. It was like, wow, yeah,
Nice.
green curry never tasted so good.
Neat.
Yeah.
So that's a big, big one for me. It's happening for me.
Mm.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Brenda, I'm recalling the serpent ring synchronicity
Yes.
we experienced.
This one,
Yeah, that little guy.
that little guy.
You manifested on the same day that I shared your solar kin, right?
You did.
Yeah.
Yes. It
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 was,
appeared, I think, for me, not to me, or whatever.
yeah.
It appeared. I I have trouble saying that I manifest. I have trouble.
Hmm.
It's more like I feel like I was gifted with it,
Mhm.
even though I know we're all co-creators, but that is just something that I have trouble with. And I think, oh, I have trouble opening up to receive blessings fully,
Mhm.
even though I've had many. Anyway, just what's happening at the moment for me.
Mhm.
So, and the last one was just Dwayne and I. Dwayne, did you know all along that this was probably an egg cup?
No, it never occurred to me. I mean, I was totally seeing it as the chalice,
The chalice,
Yes.
yeah.
Like the timing of it, everything, it was so funny and it was, and And then it wasn't until later, I was trying to figure out what it was used for. And, it's obviously silver plated because it polishes, but it's well used. And I'm like, what have they been, you know? And then somebody said, it's an egg cup. So I had a good laugh over that. And we'd had a good chat at the last Zoom meeting, and talking about, oh my gosh, it was like 21 years ago and what was going on. And then we were sharing, talking about synchronicities. And when Dwayne was sharing, that little voice inside said, go get this card that a friend had given me many years ago. And I read what was inside it, and lo and behold, it was June 2004, just what Dwayne had been reading in his journal from 2004, 21 years ago. So lots of synchronicities, lots of,
Wow.
yeah, egg cups and cards and
Analysis.
rings and
And journals that go back decades. I love it.
yes, yes. I've actually I did get rid of a few when I moved, but they're building up again. But yours are so in depth with the lunar cycle and yeah. Hmm.
Well, maybe that's a good time to segue over into the presentation.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Now let's just put that there. And share screen. Huh. One,
We're highlighting Quinten.
sorry.
You're front and center, you're to the right.
Share.
Oh,
Where the heck?
Okay, Brenda's turn. Oh, no. Oh, I
Your
see.
turn.
It's speaker.
Sharing. I don't know where my button is here to push. What
It'll
the
appear.
actions?
It says we are viewing Dwayne Rourke's screen.
And what do you see?
I see the person who's speaking, which is me,
Okay.
because of the way I have my computer set up, and then the rest of you are across the top.
And when you had, okay, your screen sharing stuff.
Do you see the front?
Now there's nobody.
There's nobody. And you're not seeing the frontispiece for the presentation.
No.
No.
Okay.
Oh, there was something popped up, Dwayne.
the Big
The
Dipper.
dipper. Yes.
Yeah, that's my screen when I cancel the video. I don't know why that popped up.
So in green, it says your screen sharing, and then in red, it says stop share.
Right, I see that.
And when you had the cursor at the bottom, a number of things showed up, but I didn't get to see what they were.
Maybe you want to stop share and start again.
Okay, we'll try that. Stop share. And then share screen. Allow to share window. Share this window. So you're seeing Steve now. Is everybody seeing Steve?
Yes.
Yes. Now Brenda. Now Steve, because he's speaking.
Hmm.
Now Brenda, because she's humming.
Because
Oh, what the heck here? I've only done it 100 times.
I know, and it usually just starts up just like that.
All right.
Okay, at the bottom, pause, stop recording.
Your screen sharing. So
AI companion.
Maybe you want to view your options, it says.
View options. And where does it say that?
Right next to the green bar.
What green bar?
Yeah. What
Oh, wow. We're seeing different things, I guess. It says you are viewing Dwayne Rourke's screen.
And what do you see on that screen?
Me speaking and everybody up top. And then
Okay.
next to that green bar of you're viewing Dwayne Rourke's screen is view options and a drop down.
Okay, now the color's gone all haywire. Jeez.
There's an okay up in the corner.
Yeah, so when I flew to England, I flew from Nanaimo to Vancouver. Oh, here
On
it
the
is.
left, there it is.
There it
Yeah.
is.
And is
There.
it full screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yay.
Almost, other than the strip of us down the side.
Yeah. Brenda has hers
Five of
down the
us.
side. I have mine across the top. So, but we see the screen synchronicity on the lightning path.
Temple of Star Harmony.
Zoom call 52.
We did it. All right.
Yay.
Thank you. Thank you for your patience.
We
Well,
just had to start telling another story.
Thank you for creating this.
Yeah, did you want to finish that off, Steve? Or you are?
Yeah, just around this, I thought, okay, I'm going to fly for the first time in a while. And I had that security check. And then we get out on the tarmac and he starts to taxi and he just turns and faces the fence with the props running. And then he announces, oh, our box that communicates with Vancouver doesn't work. So we have to go back to the gate. So he taxied back to the gate. He says, we have to shut it all down and reboot it like a computer, which he did. And they rebooted it. And it took almost 2 hours. And if it takes 2 hours, then you get your flight paid for. But it was only an hour and 55 minutes. But we got 2 chocolate cookies and a water. And I had a chat with the guy next to me, which, I would have been in the YVR Vancouver terminal for a few hours waiting for the flight to England. So I just reframed it and said, yeah, at least I got cookies and water. So that's the end of that story. And now we've rebooted.
Great. Thank you. So what is this synchronicity phenomenon, especially on the lightning path? So we've got a bit of a statement here. Synchronicity in the context of the lightning path refers to the meaningful alignment of inner and outer events within the unfolding rhythm of the cosmos. It is the recognition that personal experiences, thoughts, emotions, dreams, and encounters are not random but harmoniously timed with celestial patterns such as the lunation cycle, the Tzolk'in, and the orbit of Uranus. On the lightning path, synchronicity serves as a guiding principle, revealing how consciousness and the cosmos move together in a unified field of purpose and awakening. So a little context. On November 5th, 2025, during the full moon of 11 Ebb, Brenda, Jack, and I met online to mark the celestial moment and to further our exploration of the lightning path. At new moon, I had posted an invitation to lightning path practitioners to join me at full moon with their response to questions I posed related to 11 Ebb. As it turned out, Brenda, Jack, and I were the only ones who showed up for the call. During our exploration, we decided to focus on our composite sun, which is derived from the midpoint between our respective natal sun positions. We found that, as contextualized by the lightning path, our midpoint sun corresponds to 8 Kib, a combination succinctly characterized by ChatGPT as two elders walk as one, wisdom doubled, courage shared. Power animals associated with Kib include owls and vultures. Unaware of our 8 Kib connection to owls, Steve Bruce simultaneously posted this image to our Lightning Path group chat on Facebook. A striking example of synchronicity at work. I don't know about you, Brenda, but when I first saw this image, it really spoke to the two of us.
Yes.
Spot, and it came in just like gangbusters.
It
Those
was
claws
amazing.
were open and ready to just grab.
Yes. Yeah.
And that was you, Steve. You didn't know that we were
No.
8 Kib and all of that. So I took that as a really strong signal from spirit. We're on the right track here.
Yeah.
Keep it up.
I was seeking out this this park. It has all these wooden sculptures. And so my daughter took us to the tree where it was supposed to be, but it wasn't there.
Ah.
But there were 2 elves swinging in the tree. I'll have to post that picture. You 2 elves. And so as we left, they had repositioned the owl at the entrance. So I just captured the picture as I was leaving.
Right on.
Wow.
And then posted it. Not
Great.
knowing what you guys were up to.
Yeah. So, I guess I've doubled this one up. Fundamentally, on the lightning path, synchronicity serves as a guiding principle, revealing how consciousness and the cosmos move together in a unified field of purpose and awakening. I know when I experience the synchronicity, I really take it as some kind of nurture from other realms, kind of sending a little beneficence my way. So always trying to be respectful to that and acknowledge it and give thanks for it. Kind of the attitude of gratitude. So this just wanted to come together. As Brenda said, I was working with my journal from 21 years ago. I got this intuition that to go back one complete series of 260 moon cycles might give indication of what's appropriate action for me now at this stage of my life. And I came across my journal on the left with the 2 dolphins. In that period of my life, I was not keeping a regular journal. It was sporadic, and there were these big gaps. But when I did go to the journal and enter something, it was really potent. It was like I was just there was a certain threshold, and when I hit that threshold, boom, I'm entering the journal and posting stuff in there. So on that note, I was into a space of trying to understand the lightning path in its totality. Like, what are the major elements of this whole lightning path journey? And there, on this journal page, we see the real, such a fundamental representation. Up in the top, the left-hand corner there, where it says lunation cycle. I mean, that's us right now. We're gathering together at the new moon, and if we maintain awareness now over the duration of this whole lunation cycle, then we will have completed another sector on the lightning path, another step. And there I was, those many years ago, wrapping my head around it, giving image forth to it. We see on the image below now in the center, the Hopi shield that, and there's another synchronicity with Brenda and that particular image. her, let's see, I can't remember quite what it was, Brenda, but back when you first joined the group, you had
Oh, no.
a drum head
Oh, yes.
with
Yes.
that symbol on it. So there's a kind of a signal that, yeah, you're on the right track here. Yeah, there's
And plus on that original trip when I met you, I kept getting Roger, I don't know, I just kept getting the sense of the name Roger. And then I'm okay, we're on, the Rogers Pass and all that. And then it was on the way back, we were in a metaphysical bookstore, I think in Vernon, and all of a sudden I felt this energy. It turned me around, and there was this medicine shield, which I have downstairs. And it was the artist was Roger something. So there was that symbol again being given to me.
right on.
Mm.
Mhm. So on the lightning path, we're integrating the lunation cycle and the sulking. And we're doing that because of the insight that I had, what we call the Uranus Genesis moment, an unexpected zap is all I can say, where I was literally, Kundalini empowerment. I was, it came from the top down, but it was just this flash of insight that had me looking ahead down this line of hieroglyphs. And I saw that I could move ahead one lunation cycle at a time, and that there was this larger pattern enfolding that whole orientation. So there we were, and where the little thunderbolt is on the graphic here. We've got the Maya Tzolk'in. I've entered sector 1, Imish, the realm of the goddess, the great mother, and have been on that journey ever since. I was already entrained to the lunation cycle in this whole rhythm, carrying me along month after month after month, moon after moon after moon, and which is continuing here to this moment. So that is a very essentialized image of the whole of what the lightning path is all about. Very simple, really.
Mm-hmm.
In my own preparations for the full moon 11 ebb discussion, I was inspired to look for journal entries one complete season of Uranus, 21 years ago. That took me to 2004. However, my journaling practice does have gaps in it, and 2004 is one of them. Entries were sparse and often not dated. However, by accepting the gap and going back a couple of years to 2002, I located some very interesting material. And so there we see the arrow pointing to the two lunations involved here. And we've got 2 Kaban and 3 Etzneb. And we're in the temple of the breath of spirit, which is all around finding and following your calling, your true calling in life. So there was a little juncture in that time of where Anne Mortefi was in relationship with her son, Devin, and my daughter, Danielle, all went to Mexico. And in particular, we ended up in Sayulita, Mexico, which is just a sweetheart place where the surfers gather and the artisans gather. And it's a small village, really. I don't know, 1,000, 2,000 people. And just so incredible. We had a place not this lush, but we did have our own chalet, and it was just a wonderful encounter. And this was one of the most powerful parts of that journey, was connecting with Huicholis. We see on the right, from my journal, I've got the names of some guys. Like there's 3 guys over in the left image with their beaded mask in front. Well, we had them in the flesh. Javier Uruz, Vinistiniano, Jomatan, and they were Huicholis from Taimarita. And I've got the little map there. So if I ever get down there again, I'll try and track them down. And we had other folks that we made friends with. And we had quite the little community thing happening, just very spontaneous. What I took with me on that journey for study was this edition of the Mayan Calendar Astrology by Kenneth Johnson, Mapping Your Inner Cosmos. So he's taken the traditional approach to the Mayan calendar, to the Tzolk'in. And on the right, you see what I've done is using his instructions, I've calculated the Tree of Life reading for each of our family members. And that's where my head was swirling at the time, was getting into each person's solar kin and just their whole general Mayan cosmos as seen through this particular lens. And it was really quite crisp and clear for me at the time. There were some really powerful moments. And now in retrospect, I'm looking to this horizontal axis, which is going from the past to the future. That's the way this particular mandala works. And the two hieroglyphs that really spoke to me were 7 Lamat in the center here, and 2 Kib. We've got from the present into the future. And as we will see, those 2 glyphs show up. 7 Lamat is my solar kin when you come at it through the lightning path. And so I was on, and having it be the future being 2 Kib, I'm kind of now sensitized to that particular glyph and number as being very central in my orientation to life at this time. So we're still now 21 years back, and I'm making little notes. Purpose of the lightning, well, the lunar tzolk'in is what I called it in those days. I wasn't calling it the lightning path. I was calling it the lunar lunation cycle and tzolk'in. So the lunar tzolk'in. The purpose of the lunar tzolk'in is to rhythmically entrain a self-consecrated group of sacred warriors on the lightning path. So there, I guess I'm mixing the older LTZ to the newer LTZ. And so here again, just in a very most essential manner, we're evoking the lightning path. Once again, at the center of the image, we've got the Mayan, or the Hopi shield and the 4 directions emblem. We've got the sun and the moon, so we're indicating the presence of the lunation cycle. And then a little notation that I came up with, the warp and woof, woof. The warp and woof of duality provides the loom upon which the sacred warrior weaves a graceful blanket of beauty and love. So here we're entering what turns out to be a universal tradition of sacred warriorship. This is warriorship without war. These are sacred warriors of the heart. And so they're, 21 years back, 22 years back, that's the kind of where my head was at, was just wrapping it around all of these different elements and continuing to unravel the mystery. There in Sayulita was one of my long-term friends from Calgary, Joanne. who, when I'm doing her solar kin, up comes 2 Kib. So I was saying earlier, I'm starting to pay attention to that glyph. Well, here it is showing up just a couple of weeks ago when I did her solar kin. And so I'm working with that and then going through old pages in the journal, and up pops our good friend Joanne Lind, whose solar kin is 2 Kib. So here's these 2 Aquarian gals who don't know each other. Someday I hope they meet together here, both having the same solar kin. So again, this is, in my way of thinking, this is in that synchronistic flow. It's like the symbols are there and they're already aligned with harmony. And we have the opportunity of bringing ourselves into alignment with that harmony through the language of the symbols.
Hey,
Temple of
Dwayne,
Mystery. Yeah.
it's amazing. I'm totally mind blown by seeing this old entries into your journal, and I just had one question. Were those 2 different people named Joanne? Because
That's right. They're both Joannes.
One
One has a
years
dash
ago.
and one doesn't. Yeah, these things
so
do
that's
tend to layer on themselves.
not the same Joanne. You're talking about 2 different Joannes, both connected to 2 Kib.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, I thought it was the same person just years ago.
No.
Oh,
Okay. Oh, good. Thanks for jumping in and clarifying that.
thank you, Quinten.
Yeah. So this is an excerpt now from my book, my manuscript, Tales and Tools on the Lightning Path. And this is Tale 4, The Temple of Mystery. So just going back a couple, that's what 2 Kib showed up in. It was the Temple of Mystery. The lightning path has engaged me on a number of occasions with stunning moments of synchronicity. However, nowhere on that path has the experience of congruency between map and territory been more graphic and empowering for me than during passage through the Temple of Mystery, September 20th, 98 to October 9th, 99. For what occurred during that passage coincided with what is considered by many people to have been one of the most significant astrological events of the 20th century, the Grand Cross alignment of August 11th, 1999. Do any of you know or remember that particular moment?
I know Sarie does.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Well, I just know that it was a significant time in my life because I think that's when I was drawn to Terra Farms, which I eventually moved to. Yeah, and spent 7.5 years there and had pretty significant experiences there. So I think it was right around then that I went there.
I was conceived at that time.
Oh,
that's pretty important.
Yeah,
That's
so
great.
9 months after that date gets to my birthday.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Western astrologers map the heavens onto a 360-degree circular grid called the zodiac. It is from this grid that the 12 astrological signs are derived. Each astrological sign characterizes one of 3 distinct forms of energy: cardinal, or initiating; fixed, or concentrating; and mutable, distributing. The zodiac maps the cyclic play of these energies over the course of a solar year. Times of the zodiacal year that correspond to the change of seasons are delineated by the equinoxes and solstices. They are characterized astrologically by what are known as the cardinal signs: Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. The fixed signs of the zodiac are Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. They correspond to the times of the year when energies released during cardinal months are given more permanent and powerful form. The four remaining mutable signs, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Capricorn, distribute the energies concentrated in fixed signs.
Right? Should be Aquarius. No, not Aquarius. Pisces.
Well, because you got Capricorn. Can you go back, Dwayne? Oh,
Are we
so
there?
you've got Cardinal as Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn, and then you've got Mutable as Capricorn's in there again.
Oh, okay, that's a mistake.
Okay.
I'll correct that. Thank you. So I did up a chart for the Grand Cross and located it at Teotihuacan, Mexico. It just felt right to zero in on that particular temple. The Grand Cross of 1999 formed when 10 planetary bodies gathered into a quadrature, linking only the fixed signs of the zodiac. Astrologically, it was a complex, rare, and very powerful concentration of celestial power that, like a lightning bolt, was grounded to the earth at the exact moment when the moon, fastest moving body in the alignment, momentarily eclipsed the sun from the point of view of the earth. According to the lightning path, this eclipse moment signaled the entry of planet Earth into Tzolk'in sector 12 Lamat. So 12 star harmony, and 12 being complex stability. So there are a number of reasons why I consider this Grand Cross alignment to be significant. One is that for years in advance of its culmination, this particular combination of glyph and number, one of 260 possible, stood out to me like a beacon. It combined complex stability, number 12, with cosmic harmony, Lamat. And to this day, I can think of no more apt a combination of Tzolk'in number and hieroglyph to represent such a complexly stable celestial phenomenon as what transpired with the Grand Cross of 1999. So that's where I was at the time. I literally, for years, there came a day, way back when I just was scanning the Tzolk'in, just looking for patterns, just allowing it to come into my awareness. And it was like I attempted to evoke here with this graphic. It was like I suddenly came into resonance with this particular combo. It's like, okay, I understand complex stability, the 12. And then here we have Lamat, which graphically is, the zone of harmony that all of these planets have gathered into in this Lamat configuration. Looking deeper into this unique interface of astrology and mythology, a couple of things become apparent. First of all, the hieroglyphic symbol for Lamat, often referred to as star harmony, is a quadripartite pattern, which is in complete resonance with the Grand Cross alignment chart, shown here, wherein all but 2 planets are grouped into the 4 fixed signs of the zodiac. So there were quite a few astrologers at the time that were really into it. Maybe never hit the broader public awareness, but it was a big deal for astrology. And I was just very grateful to be moving consciously with it. I was on Cortez Island. There were a couple of gals that were really into astrology, and one of them called for us to gather at one of the little beaches on Cortez, and we had a wonderful ceremony there. As noted previously, the Grand Cross of August 99 occurred during a lightning path moon cycle characterized by number 12, commonly understood to represent complex stability, a phrase especially suited to a Grand Cross in fixed signs, which is considered most stable of all possible Grand Crosses. Just how complex a pattern a Grand Cross really is can be understood when we realize that its squareness is not simply a static phenomenon. Rather, it is a brief stage in a much larger process. Included in that process are a host of constituent subcycles, each with its own character. Every planet in the pattern is in cyclic relationship to each and every other planet. In other words, there are many relationships involved here, and they are all at various stages of development. Process, process, process.
Mm-hmm.
So the current Saturn-Uranus cycle, I anticipated the arrival of the Grand Cross of 99 for at least a decade previous to its occurrence. It had persisted in my awareness, compelling me to ponder repeatedly on its possible significance. Because right off the top, I didn't know that this Grand Cross was coming up. I just noted the stability factor. By the time the actual day of the Grand Cross arrived, one planetary pair within the configuration stood out vividly in my mind: Saturn and Uranus. In the outer world, Saturn is big government, big business, and all well-established enterprises. Uranus, on the other hand, represents all that serves to disrupt the status quo. It represents wildness and freedom, transformation and sudden change. Uranus is the signifier of revolution and is the great disturber of all that is seemingly settled and secure. Uranus has long been referred to by astrologers as the Great Awakener.
Mm-hmm.
By the time the Grand Cross of 99, the cycle linking Saturn and Uranus had progressed from a conjunction in 1988, where they occupied the same position in the zodiac, to where they were exactly 90 degrees apart. This constituted one of the most astrologically stable periods in their current 42-year relationship. To understand the meaning of any cycle of relationships such as this, we must first examine the moment of conjunction between the two planets making up that relationship. Identifiable signature events in the outer world occur just before, during, or after any conjunction. Individual and collective memories of those events subsequently impact the creation of new forms as the cycle waxes to fulfillment. When it comes to sociocultural developments significantly related to the current 45-year Saturn-Uranus cycle, I consider harmonic convergence, August 16th, 1987, to have been one such development. For just prior to the conjunction of these two planets, in a widely dispersed annunciation to the world of the return of the spirit of feathered serpent, it presented a peaceful yet revolutionary collective dream, the dream of harmonic convergence, powerful antidote to the dream of endless war so prevalent throughout the world. I consider myself fortunate to have made this link between harmonic convergence and the Saturn-Uranus cycle because it has both sustained and inspired me. Specifically, at the time of the Grand Cross, this manifested as a clear realization that the time for me had come to do what is most appropriate at the waxing square of any cycle, to take decisive action. For me personally, this translated as doing what I could to bring the dream of harmonic convergence more concretely into form. It became clear to me that I should continue my writing and to work consciously and concertedly toward manifesting some kind of completed work by the upcoming fulfillment stage of the cycle, 2008 to 2010. My Lightning Path website constitutes a big part of what I was able to manifest during that era. This was followed in 2012 by self-publication of my book, The Lightning Path, Hidden Promise of the Mayan Sacred Calendar. As I have realized over many years, however, treading the lightning path is not so much about producing works as it is about working on oneself. And this is where lightning path tools like the solar kin and the temple of birth come in. So this is an attempt to image forth these particular tools, we'll call them, this particular kind of awareness, and always a challenge to how to image these systems converging. Now this brings us up to the current era. We've got this Temple of Star Harmony on the left, which is the temple that we're currently in. And we're just now moving into 12 Ben. And coming up, and this is the first graphic I've done for it, we have Stand at Zero. And we're moving into the Temple of Birth. And in this journey, we're going to, and you see, there comes 2 Kib again. The sacred warriors are on track here. I mean, this is the map. We're the ones that are going to bring the territory into vision and bring it forth. Now, we see this red jaguar. I have to say, since I've seen you last, all of you, I had the most amazing dream. It was pitch black, and in the pitch blackness, suddenly a red jaguar entered the picture and lunged toward me. And in that moment, I roared.
Wow.
woke myself up. So what the heck? I'll tell you, that is the first time I've ever had that kind of encounter. I mean, I've had animal encounters before, but never just so graphic and so unexpected. But I've since, of course, I've explored it further, and there's more to do. I consulted both ChatGPT and Grok, the 2 AI services on this, and they've given me a lot of really good ideas about how to flesh it out even more. But I'm taking it as, and as they had both said, this is a very specific alignment with Mesoamerican mythology and cosmology, and that points me directly to the lightning path. This is all intertwined, but the fact that now 2 Kib has shown up once again, it's really the message is it's time for the sacred warriors to gather together and to really bring themselves forward on a new level, on a very global stage. And that, to me, is what Stand at Zero is all about. A global moment of stillness and awakening. This is a call to people everywhere to stand up for being and being grateful for this life that we have on Earth. And if we do that simultaneously on a particular day in alignment with the movement of Neptune into Aries, I think this is the work ahead, is to, for me personally, okay, that's what I got to say. I've got my marching orders. I'm pretty much oriented now to, getting the word out about Stand at Zero.
I need to stand and go right now.
Right.
I got to get to Tai Chi.
Yeah.
So
Nice
thank you
to see
all.
you.
And I'll watch the rest of it. Yeah, beautiful presentation, Dwayne. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Steve. Yeah, enjoy your day.
Happy new moon.
Blessings, Steve.
Mhm.
Thank you.
So I love working with AI to generate images. I was able to generate the red jaguar as an image to go along with the text I was encountering. And it really matches the vision I had in the dream. And here's, this is one of my favorite images for Stand at Zero, because it really is about each one of us standing up and being affirming our existence, and that we're grateful for this life. And if we're doing this on a mass scale, I can't help but shift the focus of humanity's attention to the dream of harmonic convergence. We can make a change. And I think it was in the book 1984, it's the proles. The future is with the proles. And we are, in a sense, the proles, just the individuals active in their lives and doing what they can to bring peace. So this is a basic statement of what the Stand at Zero event, not a workshop. It's not something you have to pay to be a part of. It's just you have the opportunity to stand up into a place of empowerment and love. Stand at Zero, a call to planetary presence. In these times of great convergence, the lightning path beckons us to turn our gaze and gather our awareness at a rare and potent threshold, the once in a lifetime passage of Neptune across the equinoctial world axis at 0 degrees Aries. This is no ordinary transit. Aligned with the fixed and fathomless gaze of the great Sphinx, this cosmic crossing marks a moment of collective initiation. It is not merely a shift in the sky, but a summons, a call to remember our place within the turning wheel of time. On February 27th, 2026, Neptune steps wholly into Aries, and with it, the astrological wheel completes and renews itself. I call this moment Stand at Zero, a living threshold, a liminal doorway between ages. This is not a solitary rite. It is a planetary gesture. At high noon, in every time zone, we are invited, each and all, to stand still, stand tall, stand aware. Let us pause together in stillness. Let us remember we are one earth, one breath, one unfolding story. This shared act, this planetary moment of presence, is both symbol and seed. It plants our collective intention into the fabric of time to awaken, to align, and to live in resonance with the great unfolding. We are not merely observers of the cosmos. We are participants in its becoming. Stand at zero. The sky is speaking. Let us listen. The wheel is turning. Let us rise. Just to repeat this little phrase that I came up with back in Sayulita. The purpose of the lightning path is to rhythmically entrain a self-consecrated group of sacred warriors of the heart who recognize that the warp and woof of duality provides the loom upon which can be woven a graceful blanket of beauty and love. And that's it, folks.
Hmm.
Oh,
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow.
My pleasure.
Mhm.
I have to excuse myself momentarily. I'll be right back. But tomorrow my daughter leaves for Sayulita.
Oh,
There's a synchronicity.
of all the places in the
I
world.
know, I know.
Oh, I
I'll
love
be I'll be back shortly.
it. Okay. Wow.
Mhm. Hmm.
Oh,
Thanks, Dwayne. That was great.
you're welcome, Sarie. I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah. We go back a long ways.
A long ways. Yeah. Huh. And I remember, the Grand Cross, I remember 10 years, you're right, about 10 years, people started talking about it. And one of the things I remember was that um, they were linking it to ancient times when this happened. And
Mhm.
they actually have images, sculptures, and things like that of the bull and the lion and the,
Yep.
you know.
Yep.
And so, yeah, that was, and when I say I don't remember that time, I do and I don't. I know
Yep.
I was in an altered state for, I mean, I don't mean stoned. I just mean, off
Yep.
into
Yep.
other dimensions, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Right on.
yeah. And I'm excited about today.
Yeah.
I
Say
really am.
more. Say
Yeah,
more.
yeah.
Share your excitement.
Yeah. Well, the synchronicity thing is, Lorna and I live that.
Mhm.
We have some amazing astrological connections in our composite chart and and the synastry, and it happens all the time. And so I am so grateful for that. And
Yeah.
quite often it produces laughter.
Yeah. Yeah.
And laughter and humor to me are you need that for healing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And I'm really working at that right now, the healing of my physical being, because I want to be around for all these other things.
Right on.
Yeah.
Good on you.
So
Yeah.
thanks.
My pleasure.
Mhm.
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 Yeah, that's definitely a strong link that you mentioned to the ancient times with the four signs that the Grand Cross happened in with the sculptures and the I guess that would be the ram, the crab, the scales, and the Capricorn would be the goat. Or maybe the Grand Cross happened in different
In
signs.
the fixed signs again, like
Oh,
Leo, Aquarius, the fixed signs are what those ancient things were all about. And that
okay.
and that was the grand cross then. It was in fixed signs, right? So creating a new real possibility, like translating it to what's happening on planet Earth, a real shift, a real shift.
Yeah. And that part of the presentation, Dwayne, oh my gosh, so many synchronicities. But
Well,
especially with
here's one that I didn't point out. My sun is at Aquarius 15, directly opposite Pluto at Leo 15. So
Ah,
that Grand Cross landed right in my lap.
yeah, really.
Yeah. So yeah, they
wow.
go on and on
You
the
could
layers.
not do nothing. Oh,
Yeah.
that's great. Hmm.
Yeah, that presentation totally blew my mind wide open. Like as if a big breeze came through and blew my mind.
That's wonderful.
And
Oh, that's great.
it,
That's
it's
great.
like if
Tell a
there's ever
story we
any
might know. Yeah, that's
Uh,
if
uh,
there's ever any doubt about the path, that just like dissolved any
oh,
doubt.
right on. Oh,
That was like
fantastic.
clear
Yeah,
instruction. Like,
good,
yes, we
good.
are in divine alignment and so many different layers, but especially like I wanted to mention out the glyph for Lamat being the moon sector we were in for
Yeah,
that Grand Cross is like it's only like you who discovered the lightning path who could have found that out, right? So it's
yeah,
such a privilege to have this awareness and this knowledge to be able to see these patterns. And that
right.
was like same similar to the shield, the Hopi shield that was mentioned too. And
Yeah, 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 right on.
yeah, there's so much more synchronicities I want to mention, like with this with the two kib,
Yeah,
like in the in Jose's work, how he put the names to all the tones. Like tone two is like duality or polarity,
yeah.
and Jose he put the name to it the lunar tone.
Mm.
So so two kib is called the lunar warrior,
Oh,
and
cool. Right on.
that's exactly what the lightning path is all about, like
Exactly. You got it. Yeah,
being warriors and fearlessly on the path
yeah,
of the moon.
yeah.
Mm.
You got it. And you and I have experienced some synchronicities along the way, and to do with the dream spell and the lightning path, and
Oh, big time.
you know,
And another one came to mind. You're in the moon sector of 5 Kawak, right?
uh, for what in relation to,
In in the lightning path, the Book of Electrum, like the temple, you're in the temple of birth and nurturing and primal.
no, my temple is thunder.
Okay. And which lunation in that temple?
So the new moon before birth is um, I'm drawing a blank here right now. Overload, overload. 11 Akbal. Mystery.
Oh, wow. 11 Akbal.
Yeah. 11 Akbal, 12 Can, 13 Chikchan. Those are the three.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, the three at the end, the transcendent kind of.
yeah.
So after all this lightning path Zoom calls, and you always would mention that you're in the temple of Kawak, but I never knew the exact number and glyph within
Right.
that temple that you were born in. So that's
Yeah.
amazing to find out today. Like, oh, I would have never guessed.
Right on.
And so that the layer of synchronicity that comes to mind is that Akbal is like the represents the dreamer
Mm.
and sleep and the void, and so that dream with the jaguar Balam,
Mm.
that
Mm.
that brings up a whole new depth of meaning to me after finding out what temple you're born in. So it's like those prophetic dreams.
You bet.
Mm.
Yeah. No, it's getting, I don't know, we're just in this whole new place. And I just, we have a language. This language of symbols is so great because we can actually discuss these kind of energy dynamics. I mean, if a person doesn't have that language, you're kind of just tossed about. Eh? There's no recognizable patterns, sort of thing. Whereas through the symbolic language, we can kind of grab hold of some of this and be nurtured by it. It's very real.
And that this is a Scorpio new moon, absolutely a reset. Totally a reset. Yeah. It's good to be alive today.
I agree. On that note, I've developed a little practice. I literally now, every day at high noon, I drop whatever I'm up to. I march out to my porch. I throw my arms up, embracing the sun and the very large spruce tree we have here. And I just proclaim I don't really yell it out into the community, but it's definitely going out from me that I'm really grateful for this life. I then do 100, we call him the Vitruvian man. When you throw your arms out and your legs out at the same time. So I do 100 of those. Then I have two weights that I lift, I don't know, they're 10-pound or whatever. Then I come into the house, come into my room here, and throw myself down and do 77 push-ups. And once again, then just proclaiming the joy and the gratitude for having this great life, and have the great good fortune to move from that to whatever Teresa's made for lunch, which is always just a spectacular offering. I mean, this is an incredible life I'm living, and I love it. And
oh yeah, it's great.
And there's something about this alignment at high noon, like actually going out and experiencing it, not just the concept of that, but actually embracing the sun and the tree of life, is right there. And I've got a mountain behind that. So it's like it's just stacked with good medicine, let's say. And yeah, it's like I say, it's a practice. And then I'm encouraging people to try it out, Stand at zero will happen on a collective level on that day in February, but we're there now if we're aware of it, and to go out and stand and attune to that is appropriate action for a sacred warrior. That's what I would say. And who, the warrior who's not afraid to step out and be seen, this is my truth, this is who I am. A lot of people are afraid of that, to do that for themselves, afraid of judgments, all the things that a sacred warrior comes up against and overcomes. So by example, we can change things. On that note, I'm discovering that, this notion of the sacred warrior, this is a universal mindset. And Shambhala, just the word Shambhala might conjure up memories. In the whole Buddhist, especially the Tibetan Buddhist pantheon, to say here, the sacred path of the warrior. And Shambhala was the mystical city that, a lot of people have sought in the outer world, but it seems that maybe the mystical city is in the obverse direction.
Yeah.
About the inner work and attaining that place in consciousness. So this particular book is a great manual for anyone taking the path of the warrior. And it really, it goes right to the heart of the whole orientation around the mass of humanity. Like humans are basically good, according to Trungpa and his teaching. And we can build on that basic goodness, and it means bringing the healing energy into the whatever context you're living in. There are things that you can do to be of service to your fellow man, and that's a very regal embodiment of spirit and love. So, and if we're rhythmically entrained like we are, we're moving with the rhythm together. I mean, this is the kind of group manifestation that I just love that you guys actually show up to my call. An invite, you put it out there. You don't know who's going to come, or if anybody's going to come. And of course, they've had the whole spectrum of experience around that. From nobody came to oh my God, everybody's here. Yeah. And I love that. And it's the lunation, it's just winding over the feathered serpent, it's just keeping on.
Mm.
Brenda, you're back.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
No problem.
And as you're talking about the feathered serpent, I'm now picturing that diagram of yours with the moon
right
going under and over and under and over. And
yeah. It's all very, very simple.
Yeah.
Simple dynamic,
Yeah, they can also be visualized as dolphin dives.
Yeah.
They swim through the water.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to add one little thing about the process of this new moon, because we're in a fixed sign. So whatever we're working on probably will take all month.
Okay.
Because it's a fixed sign, right? And
Right
so
on.
best way that I know how to work with that is to do step by step by step and be grateful for each step, like celebrate no matter how little. Wow,
That's
I did that. And then go on to the next. And then by the end of the month, by the end of the lunar month, I think the next December 19th is the next new moon. And so by the end of that, we'll be full of gratitude and full of accomplishment.
Thank you.
And December 19th puts us on track with the sun at galactic center.
Yeah.
That is a loaded.
That's going to be a good one.
That's going to be a good one. You betcha.
Yeah.
So the next new moon will be aligned with the galactic center, is what you're saying.
Yes. Aligned conjunction. Yeah. I see sparkles going off.
And really close to the solstice, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think I have something at galactic center, but I don't know what I have at galactic center or exactly how to find it.
Sag 27 degrees, so anything around that.
Yeah, it's my moon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I do have my moon in Sag. But
I have Chiron.
27.
Oh, beautiful.
Cool.
Huh.
I have Eros.
Ah. You love it.
I do.
Well, Eros spelled backwards is soar, and and oh man, 100 jumping jacks. I'm like, this sun salutation at high noon must be incredibly powerful to not get sore doing that many jumping jacks and push-ups. I'm like, damn, Dwayne,
Hey.
You've tapped into the highest, the ancient practice of the high noon
Right.
supercharge moment.
You got it. You're
I
fantastic.
just visualize like a funnel, that mountain energy funneling into the tree and then funneling into you from the sun all
You got
together.
it. Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
great. That's
Mm.
great. Hmm.
And when I sit here at my desk, I'm right on the heart of the mountain here. That's to the west. And that is so nurturing to the heart. I mean, I've got this presence and I'm vibrating with it, on a daily basis. I mean, I spend a lot of my life right here. And I got that alignment, There's another one over here, these mountains, volcanic mountains. So
Hmm. Hmm.
So I think, I don't know, back at the last full moon, I think I was writing something to you, Dwayne, or I was journaling and let you know later, but it was like I said, all of a sudden the moon popped out and I thought, well, did I just not notice it before? But literally at that moment of whatever I was doing, it came out from behind the clouds. So it wasn't that I just noticed it, it appeared
right on.
synchronistically. It was
Yeah.
a real gift. So
Nice.
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, that does also could be your power of intention to put the hole in the cloud.
Mhm.
Focused human attention causes the clouds to open up.
True. Yes. Yes.
Energy follows thought.
Yes. I used to say that in my classes, where thought goes, energy flows. Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Except, yeah.
So Quinten, thank you for
Sarie.
verbalizing.
Pardon?
Oh, you mean about the when I mentioned the Joanne connection?
No, I was appreciating
Or
you
just in
coming
general?
up using the phrase jumping jacks.
Oh, hey,
Not everybody
I
knows
like
the
Vitruvian
Vitruvian
Man.
Man. Jumping
That's
jack would
way
work too.
cooler.
Well, actually, when you say that, now Brenda has received my second manuscript and given me feedback. And one of the things you did, Brenda, which was just brilliant, is she drew the Vitruvian Man in a circle, but she's got the 12 sectors. So you've got the time factor as well as the physical action integrated. And it's just great to have the Vitruvian Man and it's just naturally draws your attention to the 12.
It was
So
just a very, very rough sketch, but
yeah, but you caught the essence, it really spoke to me. It's like, yes, she nailed it. Because I've never put the two together before.
oh yeah, oh
No,
no.
not graphically, So,
Okay.
yeah, thank you for
Okay.
that. Thank you.
Interesting. Hmm.
And on that note, you indicated in an email, which I haven't responded to, about feeling that the second manuscript there was quite a difference in feel to the first.
And that might have just been me reading each at different times, the
Yeah,
state I was in.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I myself am aware of a shift because of me embracing AI more and more. I'm co-creating this book.
Right.
So a lot of the text, a lot of the expression is AI generated. I'm not taking any credit for that. I'm in collaboration with this service, this tool,
Mhm.
and I'm producing way more than I could on my own. That's for sure.
So you did change quite a lot from the first?
I chopped off a whole big section, which
Right.
all into the light body template. And instead, it's like, oh no, this presentation culminates in stand at zero. That's the epilogue
Mhm.
to the work. It's like to bring people's awareness into that and to provide a context for it. You know, in the context, I'm realizing that the solar kin is really so primary that that's where I'm going to be emphasizing. You know, I'm imagining me offer to people in my community who I sense would be sensitive to it. I'm imagining me doing like free readings for them, do their solar kin as a gift, and you know, do a printout and the graphics and the whole works. Um, the ones that I have done for folks like yourself and for Quinten, I'm just suddenly seeing Quinten with all these eagles. I mean, we were having a pretty intense encounter around the solar kin and how suited it was to the Quinten we know and love.
Wow.
There we go. Isn't it 12? Is 12 your kin number?
Um,
12 men?
I don't remember my solar kin, but
Oh,
yeah, it is the Eagles. Yeah. I don't remember the number though, because it was a
okay.
while. I think
I'm pretty.
it was over
It's
a
one of
year
the higher
ago.
numbers. I know that because there were eagles everywhere, which is what you're living in now, right? This is
Mhm.
your environment.
The Eagles
It's
nest, yeah.
yeah,
So
it's so right.
the kin is the heart, the electrum is the head, because all I knew for all that time was the book of Electrum, and
Yeah,
that hit me so deeply that I'm still having trouble with the solar kin. Other than mine are both the same.
the serpent woman.
And one thing I shared with Dwayne at the last meeting is like when I did that presentation, and I shared after the presentation about my girlfriend and I and the Ouija board thing.
Yeah.
She reminded me, she told me her experience was different than mine. Um, I remember the table moving and the curtains blowing. She just remembered it was like for her, things became surreal. It was like the table, if she felt like it was floating, and then she just became very dizzy and felt like
Hmm?
she was going to faint. But she remembered another day the two of us were in the living room, the weather pattern, like there was a storm outside. It was sort of like windy and foggy, just again a surreal feeling. Two of us were in the living room, and I don't know how I forgot this, but when she said it, I remember it. It was like this flash of lightning came down the fireplace. And I remember us both, looking at each other and yeah,
Wow.
anyway. I think I better spend some time looking at all this.
So I'm just now recalling. I haven't shared with you guys, but I've been working with ChatGPT to create a service. Okay, easily be able to determine, like just with the click and the entry of the birth data, it will provide the solar kin. Boom, you have it within a couple of minutes. And there's a whole, and ChatGPT has been working on this for weeks.
Wow.
And this is like a whole huge system that takes in all 260 quadrants of the Tzolk'in. There's going to be readings for each one. All of this will be freely available. And
Hmm.
yeah, it's really close to deployment. So probably
Really,
between now and and the next new moon.
really appreciate that because I thought for next year I'll gift the grandkids, all of them throughout the year for their birthdays.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. So then where does this, because following the Book of Electrum and the Mayan Oracle and all that, so now with the solar kin, how does that change? So would you follow oh no, sorry. It's okay. You're still just following the new moon is what you're doing.
Mm.
There's an and, not an or.
Right. And not an or.
Yeah,
Thank you. Sorry.
right on.
Okay.
Mhm.
And how did So the Book of Electrum was created before. You didn't create that, Dwayne. Or
The
you
part
did.
the part I played was to link the Tzolk'in and the lunar cycle.
Right. Okay.
On March 3rd,
Right.
1986.
Yes, of
The
course.
Genesis
Of
moment,
course.
They
Of
talk about the
course.
Genesis moment with Bitcoin. Well, we've got the Genesis
Right.
moment for
Right.
the lightning path. That was a day like no other. I mean, a truly Uranian transformation is what I encountered. My whole family life blew apart at that time. And I had no control over it. I mean, it came in and worked me over big time. And I just, appropriate action was surrender.
Mhm.
And as you can imagine, that there was emotional turmoil associated with all that. I had to overcome that, to keep with the revelation and move ahead. But there was a whole part, the push from the ancestors, pushing me forward. That's yeah. So for those out there just figuring they're up for a Uranian ride, get ready, hang on, brother, sister. You're not going to have control. That's the whole thing about Uranus. It's beyond control. Saturn is the limitation factor. There are limits, and when you come up against that limit, appropriate action is surrender. And that kicks you into Neptune. The Neptune factor, from the Uranus factor to the Neptune factor. And of course, way out there's Pluto. We don't generally encounter that in a personal way. That's more of a social collective dynamic that our age group is swirling with.
Dwayne used the word regal. Quinten, you look very regal.
Oh, thanks. I'm just not quite smart enough to know what that means, though. Is that like frugal?
No, no. It's like a king on his throne. It's like sovereign.
Okay.
Sovereign, yes, sovereignty.
Yeah. Lunar warriors on
Yes,
the peace path.
yes.
I've got a frugal synchronicity to share too.
Hey,
So this comes from my original intention from joining the Zoom call today, the meeting, which I'm sure glad I did, because
right on.
this is just like, to me, episode 52 just blows all the other ones out of the water. They
All
all
right,
built up to
love it.
this moment.
I love it.
Especially because right since the first episode, like the first meeting I watched, it was synchronicity, and they just kept coming in full swinging. And now that the focus has been on synchronicity, I feel like they're just amplifying so
Mm.
much. And like one thing I read from Jose's work was he was talking about random events versus synchronicity.
Mm.
So being like in the 3D, very materialistic kind of matrix,
Yeah.
that's what synchronicity appears as, is just random events. But when we like raise our vibrations by like meditating and connecting with nature and telepathy kind of things, then we start to see this as not just random events, but very meaningful
Yes. Yeah.
coincidences. And I love the part you added, Dwayne, where you said it's like a nurturance from that higher dimension, and how you give thanks in those moments, and that reassurance that we're on the path and well cared for.
Yeah. Right on. You got it, brother.
Yeah.
So my story here is synchronicity about synchronizing with the lightning path, and I want to share this because to me it's just so profound. And I've been telling people about this story ever since it started.
All
And
right.
then on this moment today, I realized, oh, this is the lightning path synchronicity. That's what's been happening. So it all started on this particular story with the first day of the new year. So this calendar for the new year, it starts on July 26th. So July 25th was the day out of time,
Yeah.
and it was also a new moon. And it just happened that I was asked to do a teaching at the Wisdom and Energy Tea Lounge, which I mentioned to you guys and invited you. Not that I'd expect you to come because I know it's so far
Yeah.
for you to go, Dwayne, but just to let you know it was happening. So that started a cascading roll of events. I
Right.
gave this incredible teaching at the Day at a Time there, and we did ceremony like with some prayers and songs and smudging and the teachings where I actually used a rock climbing rope to make a grid to have everyone stand in their position, and
Mm.
we
Oh,
embodied
cool.
our archetypes through time like that.
Yeah.
And then I was asked to do another teaching at the next new moon, and that was in Lumbee, at a dear friend's house named Vicky, and I built a labyrinth there. And so I'll send some pictures of the labyrinth, but we had 8 participants in this class, and there was four
Perfect.
males and four females.
Mm.
And so
Oh,
the ladies stood at the cart at the direction points, and the males were in between. And I did the whole prayer of the 7 galactic directions,
oh,
and
wow.
um, and shared about the daily kin, and gave everyone calendars and went into this whole teaching after
Mm.
we went inside from the labyrinth.
Yeah.
And then the fourth, no, the third, the next was the new moon, which happened to be an eclipse on the equinox.
Yeah.
And I went all the way out to Ryandell, which is near Crawford Bay on Kootenay Lake.
Right.
And I gave my biggest teaching yet, which was
Wow.
at the Eagles gathering.
Oh,
And so that was big story about the whole
Wow.
genesis of the Eagles gathering and everything. I won't get into it here, but basically it was a 2 day. I got over 3 hours of footage from those teachings I can share too. And I
Wow.
gave out a bunch of calendars, and people bought them, and there was I think 15 of us, and the eagle is the 15th of the solar seals. So anyway, that was like
Oh, I love it.
a big teaching. And so I've got into this rhythm. I'm like, gee, I seem to be giving teachings at every new moon. What's happening here? And then
beautiful.
the
Uh,
next one happened in October 20th, about a month ago. It was at a recent group I joined called the Worldwide Men's Group, and it's based out of Calgary. And so a lot of the guys in that group, they would be familiar with Mount Yamneska
yeah.
and the different areas around there. And I don't know if you've ever heard of True Guy Stefan, but he kind of is the coordinator of the whole thing, and he's an incredible musician, and his
Mm.
music just brings tears of joy to my eyes because it's so beautiful.
Oh,
And is he
lovely.
from Calgary?
Yes, I
Calgary.
don't know how long he's lived there because I'm aware that he's had spent time in Ontario, but he's definitely in that area.
Hmm.
Um, and so they did like a spotlight, which is basically where people can take normally the meeting is just everyone sharing their stories and talking, but
Hmm.
like every once in a while they'll have like someone can take a turn to share their life story or whatever they want. And so that was what I was doing on the last new moon. Um, it was sharing all about like beginning with my life introduction, and then like about the calendar and all that kind of stuff I teach. And then and there's just so much synchronicity within these 4 big teachings that I gave
Yeah.
that just like wove them all together so beautifully. And even before all that started, I was noticing that I would be up at the Tibetan Buddhist Retreat Center on Salt Spring Island every full and new moon for the
Wow.
summer leading up to it.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm really glad that you brought in Shambhala and Chogyam Trungpa's book,
Yeah.
and that foundation, that core basis is like really solid to have, because
Yes.
a lot of the lightning path can be like it can be up in the head, right? But
Yeah.
we need that foundation of loving kindness to share it and to embody it in a beautiful way. So
Right on.
so when I had all those reflection on all those months with the teachings I gave at those events, and it was like, because like I love to share about this kind of wisdom, the Mayan
Yeah.
calendar and all this good stuff, astrology, but I only do it when I'm asked to, because I found out that
Yeah.
I can sometimes overstep boundaries or overshare because I get super enthusiastic and charged up about it.
Oh yeah. I know
I
that
kind
territory.
of, I've taken that, what you've described as the internal approach of just living it and embodying it fully,
Yeah.
so that I'm not like putting all my energy outward. So,
Right.
but I've been asked to, and I've been invited today to come and join. So this to me is the next bouncing ball hitting the
Yeah.
ground,
Yeah.
bing
Yeah.
bong. So there's there's all kinds of little stories and synchronicities I want to share, but yeah, that's been my synchronicity lately with the lightning path. Very strong.
Yeah.
This thread of
Yeah.
time just
Yeah.
weaves
Yeah.
so deeply in
Yeah.
my life, and I'm living the magic, and I can't wait to see how it unfolds next new moon and
Right on.
everything.
You bet.
So
Wow.
that's my big grand intention fulfilled
Thank you
for
so
this
much. I
year.
really appreciate
Wow.
you
Thank you.
joining.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, and I'm just looking, and where on the ceiling where the lines come and join, that looks like a flash of lightning if you take the ones on the
On Quinten's. Yeah. Right on.
yeah,
Zap.
just
Uh,
Yeah, that was planned. Yeah, by a higher coordinating order.
yeah.
Good. That's really good.
well, Jose used to, he talked about synchronous grace.
Oh, I love that.
That's a great phrase. Yeah.
Mhm.
Goodness grace.
I know I've had experiences like when on the lightning path, the lunation birthday and the lunation birthday hexagram. This was new territory for me in the integration of all this stuff. And I got into weeks where every time somebody came and I did a reading for them, there was something in the moment that signaled the connection, the synchronistic connection with the beyond, And it was just so graphic. It was like maybe a color or an object. Something was like a signature for that particular cycle. And what an awesome, the whole thing of synchronous grace was there for me for weeks at a time. It was just an incredible era. Well, you guys, we're coming up to the 2 hour mark, and wow, it's been a full one. Thank you so much for showing up.
Thank you.
Means a lot.
Thank you, Dwayne.
You're welcome.
And everybody else, thank you.
Could I just share something quickly?
Yeah.
Quentin, when you talk about letting it come to you, when I was teaching my yoga classes, somebody approached me and said, so, how do you advertise and do this and that? And I said, well, I don't. It's like I pray and I ask for that guidance and nothing, I couldn't force anything. It just had to be what it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And so
That's
thank
the
you
way
for
to do it.
sharing. Thank you for sharing because it reaffirms things I've done in the past that I'm
Absolutely.
so.
And I was wondering if I could share a reading for the lunation, the 12 Ben.
You
Mm-hmm.
bet.
Please.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is from the 4pillars .net. A traditional timekeeper in Guatemala named Mark Elmy. He has this website where he shares beautiful interpretation for the 260 kin. And this was introduced to me by my brother Rock, who's in Tepic, Guadalajara area right now. I just dropped
right
him
on.
off at the airport last weekend.
Fantastic.
And so he's going to love this video. So I always give thanks for encountering this interpretation. So it says for 12 Ben, for this whole month lunation we're entering, the energy of the archetype Ben is associated with the home and leadership within the community.
Mm-hmm.
Today, or this month, it associates with the energy of the number 12, bringing your life experience to support those around you. The archetype Ben brings with it a solid and dependable energy. It is helpful and supportive. As the archetype of the spinal column, it can be seen as the one which holds everything together, keeping everything in its rightful place. It holds the person straight and channels the energy of communication from above and below. We also use the word backbone to represent honor, integrity, and courage to do the right thing, all of which can be summed up with the energy of Ben. The day or month 12 Ben can be seen as a day or month on which you draw on all your life experience in order to nurture your community, your family, and your home. Your past experiences can bring you strength and courage and help you to stand up for what is right should you need to. They also provide examples that you can pass on to others within your community to help them grow. This is a day or month where your life experience clearly shows you how to do the right thing and how to support those around you, bringing harmony into both home and community.
Wow.
Wow.
Mm.
Thank you. You have
So,
Thanks.
no idea how I needed to hear that because there's been family stuff going on, between two kids, and it's like holding that space of
right.
leadership or whatever, but going into second guessing, like and then coming back again. And anyway, thank you, all of
Yes,
you.
you're welcome.
And that I
Absolutely.
so needed to hear that. And I was sorry that I missed your talk and mission, your gathering.
Oh, that's okay. There's you're tuning in to the morphic resonance of the field, so we're always plugged into what we need to receive, and
Yeah.
I feel that I'm so grateful to have been able to hang out with you guys today on this new moon,
Right on.
and this was awesome. So thank you, Dwayne,
Thank you.
and everyone. Sarie and Brenda, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. Love you. Gonna pull
Have
the
a
plug
great
here now.
month. Have a great month.
Yes.
Okay. Bye for now.
Bye.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.